As a Republican, and more importantly as an American, I do cherish the individual rights and liberties enshrined in our Constitution. The right to free speech, the right to peaceably assemble, the right to a trial by a jury of our peers, the right to practice whatever religion I so choose, the right to vote. And the basis of our debate today is another one of those rights which I cherish and I strongly support, the right to bear arms. We're grappling with the challenges today of any of those that are inherent in any of those rights guaranteed in the Constitution. Where is the line drawn between unfettered individual freedoms and regulations on those freedoms to preserve public safety and preserve that freedom for broader society? For example, our First Amendment to the Constitution says that Congress shall make no law abridging the right of the people peaceably to assemble. But it is also well established that governments can impose limited regulations on a gathering of people to ensure public safety and security, such as regulating the time and location of such a gathering. This limited regulation ultimately protects the rights of assembly for all people. Similarly, the Second Amendment says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And similarly, Congress and state legislatures have enacted limited regulations, such as banning machine guns, to preserve public safety and ultimately ensure all people can exercise that right preserved to them under the Constitution. Today's action on gun legislation in this House of Representatives is framed by the fact that we see too many tragedies across our nation and in our state which are the result of gun violence. The recent school shooting in Parkland, Florida, killings in Chicago and across our cities and our state come quickly to mind. No one wants to see this violence continue. And we must also be reminded that guns are only a factor in these tragedies. The simple truth is that even if all guns were suddenly to vanish from this earth, there would still be violence. But that does not mean we can throw up our collective hands, wish things were better, and do nothing. Conversely, we must also not make hasty, ill-considered decisions that trample on the constitutional rights of Americans. So today, I'm supporting this legislation, and I'm supporting several pieces of this legislation that will advance today. Those that will help ensure public safety for Illinoisans are narrowly targeted towards keeping guns out of the hands of criminals and respect the constitutional rights we all cherish as Americans. But I will oppose pieces of legislation which may sound good in concept and which I may support in concept, but as drafted today are too broad, infringe on constitutional rights, and are not appropriately targeted towards stopping crime and preserving public safety. Let us also remember this dialogue must not end today. I believe all Americans want to end gun violence. So I want to work with everyone here, with groups from across the political spectrum, and find those common sense gun reforms and reforms about public safety so we can keep people safe. Thank you.